Hi, welcome to This Week in Kettering. I'm Carrie Basson with the Kettering Schools, and we are here today with Liz Jensen. Liz is the principal of the Fairmont Career Tech Center. Welcome, Liz.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you actually for having me because we're in your Career Tech Center, I suppose. And we're here today to talk about what might be one of the biggest, I would say, projects of our CTC students, and that is the annual Tech Prep Showcase, which we just concluded last week over at Sinclair Community College. Why don't you kind of fill our audience in on what Tech Prep Showcase is all about? What does this do, and how are our students involved in this?
So our partnership with Sinclair through the Miami Valley Tech Prep Consortium is one of the best things about career technical education. That's how our students get their unlimited dual enrollment credits. That's how they get their $3,000 Sinclair scholarship. But another added bonus is the Sinclair Tech Prep Showcase that takes place. This year there were 246 teams from around the entire Miami Valley area at large. Over 1,000 students competed in their career field of choice with a capstone project that they've created. They need to find a problem in their career field and then come up with a creative solution and show that to judges from that industry. It's an amazing opportunity for our students to demonstrate their knowledge, and also, as career technical education focuses on the total package student, soft skill development, it's a wonderful opportunity for them to get presentation and public speaking skills that are very important in this career.
And I was going to say, because I went to the showcase. It's actually one of my favorite things to do each year, because I'm constantly amazed at our students and what they do. But as you said, their development of their presentation skills and their ability to talk through their problem and how they solved it and how they work together as a team with that teamwork and how important that is in our 21st century skills is really interesting to see. And also to watch some of the students, how they've developed from, you know, last August when they maybe started their senior or junior year here in the program, and then where they are today and how poised and knowledgeable they are about their projects and what they want to do when they graduate from Fairmont and go on to college or careers. So what are some examples of some of those capstone projects that we can kind of, so that we can give our audience a feel for what's really involved, because it's a lot of work on the part of these students and a lot of kind of gathering what they've learned this year and putting it down, you know, into that presentation and presenting it to those judges.
So we have students that are doing interest areas for their senior capstone project, which is an important area in career technical education. We often have general education about the career field for students to pick their area of choice, and then senior year they really get to delve into which part of that career they want to explore most through these senior capstone projects. So we'll have projects like prosthetic hands that we had students develop.
Which was amazing, by the way.
Yes. We will have students talk about different techniques in early childhood education, fire safety for the home, which is a part of our fire science education that they will have to do, is educate their community. But then we also have students work with clients. And that's an important thing. Part of our value to the district is how we can give back, and it also simultaneously benefits our students in having district workers as clients. So we've done a lot of projects with solving problems and finding solutions to those in our Kettering City schools. For instance, the Kettering Backpack Program, an advertisement for that was one of our projects that we did. Advertising campaign for sophomores coming into the CTC, a wide variety, building a shed at one of our elementary schools over at Orchard Park was a capstone project for our junior construction students. So these are awesome opportunities to give back to the community and the school district at large while learning.
And are the students challenged to go out and find those projects themselves, or do they kind of work together with their instructors? How does that part of it work? Because there was certainly a wide variety of projects represented at the showcase.
It's a little bit of both. So the instructors definitely help the students when they are approached with issues. So digital design is one of our programs that is constantly, because of their skill level, hit up by the district and the community at large to do things for them. So the teacher helps find the right students with the right skill sets for those projects. But then in a program like engineering, the students are saying, this is something I'm interested in. A few years ago, they were very interested in small engine aircraft, and so they designed an oil removal kit after working with industry mentors, oil cap removal CAP to see that they couldn't remove that without a very expensive tool. So through this process, they developed a patent and now get proceeds every time that's sold.
That's really amazing.
Amazing things.
It is amazing. Well, why don't we toss back to some of the video that are actually our media students taped at the showcase, and let our audience see some of these great projects in action.
Great. We're very proud of our 13 champion and 9 runner-up trophies this year.
Absolutely.
Way to
That's
go,
wonderful.
students.
Congratulations, Fairmont CTC students. And now we're going to take a look at some of your projects. Hi, I'm here with marketing students, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you.
Hi, I'm Katie West.
I'm Brendan Shaughnessy.
Great. And guys, tell me a little bit about your project here at the showcase.
Well, we created a social media marketing campaign for the Kettering Backpack Program. The Backpack Program packages foods and gains donations from community members as a way to provide meals for students over the weekends. And so we wanted to create a social media account that would gain more donations and advertisements and more awareness overall for the students, and that would go and help the students in our community.
Okay, and Brendan, tell me a little bit about how you guys achieved that, and I'll just hand you the microphone.
Okay. So basically what we did was we created some objectives, and the first objective we had was we wanted to gain followers with our social media accounts with the Kettering Backpack Program, and we wanted to create kind of an awareness throughout the community of Kettering as well as the Dayton area. So we wanted, accounts such as Superintendent of Kettering, other faculty members, and we wanted teachers to follow this account, kind of retweet it, and so on and so forth. Our second objective was we wanted to introduce members of the board from Kettering Backpack Program, as well as sponsors that help sponsor this program. And to do that, we usually posted a photo of one of the board members for KBI, and we would post things, telling about, what they do and about them just a little bit. And then our last objective was basically we wanted to inform the community about KBI and what they do, and kind of communicate with the public, upcoming events involving KBI and how to volunteer and so on.
Well, it sounds like you guys had a pretty thorough program here. Do you feel like you met your objectives through the program that you put in place?
Yes, we do believe that we did meet our objectives. After launching the campaign, we had tracked on Instagram and Twitter both the followers and following, and then the different profile clicks and everything that we were able to track through these social media accounts, and we were able to see that we did have an increase in followers and activity on both platforms, which directly relates back to donations and awareness for this program.
Great, that's wonderful, and this is such a great program. Thanks for doing that for them. And have you guys had your judging yet? Yes. All right, well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. All right, we are here with our students from our construction trades program. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves real quick.
Kobe Stover.
Moth Shalosh.
Joel O'Brien.
Trey Baker.
Colton Smith.
Great, and I think I have my 2 spokespersons on my right and left, correct? Why don't you tell us a little about your project here?
So this is the old apple orchard shack. We built this at Orchard Park Elementary School. The way that they stored all their supplies and stuff was on their stage, their performance stage where they would have plays and other things like that. And they couldn't have that anymore. They wanted the kids to go out and perform, and do their plays and stuff and sing and have a good time. So they proposed an idea to us to build a shed, a garage, to store all of the equipment that they use for groundskeeping and other things like that. So they proposed it to our construction class, and we took the job, and we built a very, very nice garage for these kids.
Okay, and tell me a little bit about how you kind of the pre-production, what you did to make sure that you were kind of meeting the needs of your customer, which I assume would be the Orchard Park principal.
So basically, the Orchard Park principal talked with our advisor, Mr. Pickens. She let us know what they needed. They needed just a garage big enough in order to fit all their stuff they had that they didn't have room for anymore. So basically, we mapped it out. Mr. Pickens did most of it, but we looked over his shoulder as he was doing it. And so we called OOPS, and they outlined everything, and that's just when we began, and hopefully she was very happy with it.
And is this finished? Is it over there? All right.
This is done.
What kind of challenges did you guys meet up with?
There was a lot of problems. In this picture right here, there's a pipe that we didn't damage, but it was leaking into our footer that we built, so we dug a hole, and water filled it up completely. So we had to empty out that hole every single day of working, which took a very long time just to work. One of the other bigger problems that we ran into was during the windstorm in about February. It knocked down our whole entire project.
Oh, no.
So we had to put it back up, and that was one of our biggest issues, one of the most devastating ones in my opinion. All the work that we did just on the ground.
Well, it was worth it though, and that kind of gave you an idea of what the real world's like out there when you have construction and you've got weather. So great job, guys. Thanks, and best of luck with the judging today.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm here with students from our information technology program. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Jay.
I'm Rachel.
Johnny Brandenburg.
Great, thanks guys. And we are here with the Pi Sampler, which is your IT project. So I think you are going to be our spokesperson. Why don't you tell me about your project?
Okay, so the Pi Sampler is a Raspberry Pi, which is it's a Raspberry Pi, which is a small credit card sized computer, and what it does is we have loaded a Linux operating system on there called Sampler Box, which was a community project started about 2 years ago by Joseph Ernest, and basically we turn on the Raspberry Pi with the Sampler Box image, and we can plug in any kind of USBs with different samples loaded and play them in different octaves and different ways on our MIDI device, which for us is a piano.
Okay. And how did you guys come about this idea to do this particular project?
So the way we came up with the idea was we all are musicians as well. I used to sing and I played some piano. Rachel plays piano, Jay plays guitar, and so we all were able to take our musical talents and combine them with our information technology skills.
That's awesome. And I'm going to have you give us a kind of a demo here in just a second, but best of luck this afternoon with the judging here at the showcase. Thanks, guys.
Okay, so right now she's just playing on the piano with one of our first samples. We have 2 USB sticks and each has a few samples loaded up on it, and it's really just drop and play to where our USB hub over here, you can just unplug one USB, stick a new one in with many more samples loaded, and that way you're easily able to drop and play different music as you'd like to. We have original samples on each. We have a drum kit on one of them, and then we have one of our friends making pig noises just kind of as a joke. But each USB has different samples loaded to where you can play any kind of musical production that you could think of, any instrument on a MIDI device.
That is awesome. So as I'm sure our audience saw, we've got some amazing students doing some really interesting things here in our CTC program, and as we said, very proud of our Fairmont students.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions about anything we talked about today on This Week in Kettering, you can always contact me at 499-1458 or by email. That's Carrie, Kari.Basson, BASSON at ketteringschools.org. Always happy to hear from you, and we will see you next week on This Week in Kettering.